All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're having a good weekend. If you're new to the channel, thank you for dropping by. Hope you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning, Missy. Good morning, Zisoo. Good morning, Greg. I hope you're all doing well. So we're working on the. Let me get this all out of the way. The Concorde. We're on bag 7 of the Concorde. It's a sizable build so far. This is just part of the wing that we got going on. I'm excited to get working on some more. The bags have been very small in terms of parts, so we might get through another 6 bags today if we play our cards right. So let's get on with it. I think we might get through bag 11. Let's see if we get through bag 11. Probably not 16, 8. I have to dig through all these because they don't put the bags in a good number system when they're packing it. 20. There's 20 bags. 21 bags. Whoever said 21 last time. Winner, winner. Alright, here's 9. 12, 10. We might get through 10. The magnificent Concorde. Somebody had Waffle House this morning for breakfast. It's excellent. 7, there we go. I was like, what's going on here? Okay, so we probably will get through 11 today. Let's give it a shot. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay. Good morning, Vab. Hope everyone's doing well. Good to see y'all. Is this a little loud? Is the music a little loud? Seems all right. I think I lost my... Yeah, I did. Never, never, never easy. Let's see if I just go back and forth. Nope. Which camera is this? I might lose a camera. So let me get rid of this one and re-add it because it wouldn't be video capture device, add existing, that one. Make sure, no, I can't see it. Well, that's awesome. Get rid of that. Of course, of course. Of course. Of course. This is all working. It was all working. And if I shut OBS down, I lose the stream. So, of course. Doesn't work for this either. So let me get rid of it here as well. Make sure I get rid of it in all the locations. Okay, build with instructions. So we're going to add a new thing. And we're going to give it... So this is fun OBS stuff that I would rather not be doing right now. Table cam. Let's give it a new name because I've got like 3 face cams in here. Okay, I can see that now. Okay. And if I do this, oh wait, properties. Resolution type, custom. Resolution. No, that's too big. That's even bigger. Don't like that. That's better. I can stretch that a little bit. Okay, and then I'll put that below all that. Okay, we're back. Good morning, everybody. I wish that didn't happen. I made a few changes on the settings for this to reduce the bit rate. Hopefully it won't drop as much, but the more I investigated it, the more it was just like, yeah, it's just your ISP. There's really nothing you can do about it. I did tell Beth that maybe she doesn't stream watching a show while I'm doing a stream. And she kind of went, well, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, anything else for 2 hours? Play The Sims? Read a book? We got into it. Like, I'm sorry I'm inconveniencing you for 2 hours out of your entire week. But it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's either that or I can't stream the same time you're watching Friends. Oops, dropped a bit. Cool. So, I hope I didn't lose everybody. If you're in the chat, give me a G in the chat. So here's more of us taking these things off for whatever reason. To go with this thing that we took off earlier. I don't know what those are going to be for now. I guess that was just to stand stuff up while we were doing this. Not really sure. Yeah, it just says put those over there. So, okay. All right, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. A couple of these big Mama Jama pieces with printed windows. No stickers. Love it. So did anybody else watch the NASA stream this morning? It's still going on, actually, but it's the asteroid rock capture, which I think is... I keep looking at our space program in terms of what if aliens came down and were investigating us and what we've been doing and the history of our programs into space. And I think this one would be one where they're like, oh, that's ambitious. Good job, humans. Basically, we launched a rocket, sent this probe to an asteroid, gathered some rock, and then sent that rock back to Earth. And it just came down in a capsule that plummeted through the atmosphere, and the chute opened up, and a helicopter went out and gathered it up. This is supposedly the an asteroid that may be a problem to Earth for some reason, or they just, I'm not really sure why they picked this asteroid, but it's super cool. And the funny part is when you see the video of them landing on the asteroid, what it was supposed to do is like punch a hole into the asteroid to get like some rock out. I think it basically felt like it was punching through the top layer of like a salt dome. Like it like went way farther in than they thought it was going to. Which is kind of funny. Like, oops, didn't know our own strength. Oh, that NASA stream. That would be a no. Yeah, super cool. Like, I knew it was happening and I forgot about it, so right before the stream I was watching it. Oh, you know what? Maybe the camera was... Do I have... Nope. Okay. I was going to say, maybe I had a... Discord running, but I don't. So yesterday, and I don't think anyone was there, Missy wasn't there, the library event here in Pflugerville went off quite well. It was a library con. It was the 7th annual library con. And by 7th, they mean this is probably the 10th year they've done it. but because the last couple of years they couldn't do it, this is their first time back, and it was great. Pflugerville only has one library, so it's not like Austin where we have several libraries. All right, so I don't want that one. I want these two. And it's a pretty nice library. I've checked out some things from it, but they always have events there. I have a coworker who volunteers there, and they have like a cat cafe thing, and they have authors show up, and they have artists show up, and they have workshops and pretty good stuff. So they were doing the yearly library con, and it was like from the entrance back. So it's like you walk into the entrance, and there's a big conference room here, and then you keep going, and there's a smaller conference room or a smaller area, and then like they've got like a lab where you could do like 3D printing, and then there's like the video stacks and the kids room, and in the back is like more adult books. So like the actual books to check out aren't even like really close. It's like kind of way in the back. So along the main hallway, and then all the big hallways, including all the little rooms, was full of like tables of cosplayers and artists and writers, and there was a bookstore there. The Book Burrow was there. I like the Book Burrow people; they're cool. And then us in the very end of it is the Lego people, right? And so like we had a cosplayer right next to us who was doing. He'd done Frozone, and he'd done. There's a guy with a big yellow suit with an atom on it, and he's got a big gun. I forget his name. They said what his name was, and I was like, oh, cool. Don't know that character. But he was cool. A lot of great costumes. I put some on Instagram. One costume was, and I forget what it was, 30 Rock, I guess. Dude dressed like the Steve Buscemi guy that comes up and goes, hello, fellow children. And I saw him walk up, and I went, are you hello, fellow children? And he's like, yes. It was really great. Really amazing, like Bioshock outfit. Really good. The carrier runner guy from Death Stranding. Just some good stuff. And mostly kids. That was the thing, like teenagers, right? It was really neat. And I kept commenting to my Lego guys. I was like, I didn't realize that this is a really neat amount of teenage cosplayers in this little town. I mean, we're pretty close to North Austin or Round Rock too. So I mean, it's not like we're isolated out in the middle of nowhere or something. But still, it's really good to see all the kiddos out doing stuff. So we had a good time. I brought the UT Tower and Q2 Stadium, and then the breadth of the Horizon Zero Dawn stuff. Oh, I think that was it. And then another guy brought 3 of these sets. He brought 5, but we didn't have enough room. He brought 3 sets or 3 models that are amazing. Vab probably knows about all these. One of them, which is there's a set you can get that's a rescue helicopter. It's a Technic rescue helicopter. And you can turn it into, with instructions off Rebrickable, you can turn it into an X-Wing. And the S-foils are attached to the motors that you can open and close. And then he also brought, it's not a Mindstorm, but I forget what the original thing was, but it's a robot. It's a Lego robotic set. And there's instructions on how you can turn it into a Rubik's Cube solving robot. So you mess up a Rubik's Cube, and you just drop it in, and it has a light sensor that scans all the colors and flips it around, and then computes every color is a number, and it takes all those numbers and puts it into its program that says, all right, given these numbers, what's the move set I need to do to solve this? And then it shuffles it around and turns everything and solves it within about a minute to 90 seconds. So I saw you say that. The Avengers Tower. We've had an Avengers Tower, and that's fine. My question is, we're not going to have any more Avengers. Like, this is a cool thing, like, if it came out maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I don't know. Like, for Star Wars stuff, I get they're just retreading old things, but for the Marvel stuff, I've always felt like they're trying to time it with a Marvel thing that's happening. But there's no Avengers thing that's happening. It just feels weird. Oh God. Okay, so it's gonna be like the Mos Eisley, right? Where it's just a big thing, and or Rivendell, where it's just a big set where you collect. I won't be getting that one. Um, it's I'm sure it'll be cool. Yeah, the Code Red thing, that's just a show for Lego though. I guess that's a big push for their IP stuff. Um, I like how they tell you in the instructions, all right, now use the one without windows. It's like I've already so it's the only one left. All right, so now they've got a big Star Wars set. They've got the they've got the Mos Eisley Cantina. They've got Rivendell. They've got the Harry Potter Castle, and now they've got the Avengers Tower. So those are like they're big license ones. That's probably their plan because I think it went Mos Eisley, Rivendell, Harry Potter Castle, Marvel. So those are their 4 big licensed, right? Maybe next they'll do a big. Oh, here's the thing. Maybe they'll do a big like Bowser's Castle, and they'll do a bunch of Mario figures in that. I'm trying to think of what other IPs they have. I think that's it. Sonic, Mario. I guess NASA is technically an IP, but you know what I would really like? A vehicle assembly building with a bunch of scientists and astronauts. That would be my big build. Yeah, Bowser's Castle I think would be great. I wouldn't probably get it, but I think that'd be a good use of the IP. Any plans for the rest of the day? So there's a Austin FC's playing tonight, so I'll be going to that. But it's like an 8:55 kickoff. Ugh, which means we're gonna be out till midnight. Which means we probably won't be home till midnight 30 or 1, and I'm not looking forward to that. Monday's gonna be rough. Oh, interesting pieces. I haven't seen these before. I've seen like the 2x4 versions of these that like are offset, right? But I haven't seen these. Are these new? These look relatively new. I would like that too. It is going to be built. Cool. Eventually, right? Get some famous astronauts and whatever. I mean, they've done like the Women of Science. Surely they could come up with some actual like space heroes, scientific heroes. Do the Hidden Figures women as a set. There's got to be more science people out there. Just keep doing those science vignettes, man. I would buy every single one of those. Interesting. This is an interesting half pin, and then a 1x2 two length bar with the ring around it. I don't know why that's not focusing. There we go. And then you put a thing on the end of it. Yeah, I need the space. I can't read that. It is not a small build. Yeah, I don't doubt it's not. So what else happened at this convention? So that was about it. Like we hung out, we chatted about stuff, got to talk to a lot of people. We had this was funny. We had a sign out that had a QR code on how to join TechSlug, right? I had it on the table, and I could tell. So parents would come in and scan it, and I can't really tell where this is connecting. Here? parents would scan it, and then I say, all right, thanks for scanning that. By the way, this is an adult group, right? It's an adult fan of Lego group. And they kind of looked at me. I was like, it's not for kids. And they went, oh. Because I could tell, I was like, you're not into this. You're looking for a place to drop your kids off and play with Lego. That's not this. And they're like, oh, okay. Do you know of a kids one? I'm like, nope. I do not. I was like, you can go to Bricks and Minifigs. You can search on the web for it. But I don't specifically know of one that's just kid only. Oh, that's solid. That is so solid. It's very, very solid. That fuselage. Which I felt bad, like going, nope, that's not what this is. But at the same time, I didn't want a bunch of people doing that and then going, huh, well, this isn't a kid-friendly thing. It's like, nope, it is not a kid-friendly thing. What oh. Well, I hope that's as far as it goes in. It says it goes in. There we go. Cool. All right. Extra pieces. I'll need to check something real quick. You guys are gonna watch me check something. I still don't have this order from this person, and I just remember to look. I still don't have this set. Shipped on September 6th. And I messaged them and I'm like, so now I got to check their store. And see if they've changed their splash page or something. Orders will be shipped with 1 to 2 business days. Okay. Store closed on September 20th. What? Okay, so this store closed after this shipped. Okay, I'm gonna be emailing them. Sorry, y'all are gonna have to see this. What's up, Matt? I saw your store was closed. Did you actually ship my order? Let's see what my order is. Before I compose that. Okay, order that. Search that. Nope. Order. Good morning. I saw on your store page that your store is closed. I placed, as of September 20th, I placed an order on September 6th, and it says it's been shipped, but that was almost 2 weeks ago. I just live on the other side of Austin from you, so I can't imagine it would take that long. Please advise. Cheers. Thank you. All right. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, once the kind of like the initial thing that they're doing, the NASA stream kind of wears out, you're like, well, I don't want to watch the rest of this. But sometimes it's cool. They'll interview people and talk about why they're doing the project and stuff like that. So I find it all very interesting. Everyone hydrate. I mean, and it wasn't that big of an order, $7, but I mean, like, and most of these parts I don't need. I'd like to have, this is for backup for other parts, but these parts specifically, I need for a thing, right? And if they don't, if they didn't ship it, then. And if you're going to close a store and you have open orders, contact the people who have open orders and say, I'm sorry, I can't fulfill your order. My store is closed. I can't keep up with it or something. Don't just leave it out in the open like that. Back in my day, we'd warn a customer that we're closing our Lego store online. Matt, I'm doing quite well. My throat's a little sore from all the fun yesterday, and it's going to be even more sore after the game tonight. The convention was, I think, a success. We handed out a lot of Brick Rodeo pens. Josh and Vicky showed up, and they had a bag of about, I don't even know how many, 200 Brick Rodeo pens, blue and red. And so I was just handing them out to people, and they're like, "Oh, a pen," kind of like, well, whatever may get you to buy a ticket later. That's all. Yeah, it was good. I wish we had more space. We only had like 3 tables to work with. Oh, so I was gonna say Tim also brought that X-wing, and then he brought and you guys may have seen it. Matt and Missy may have seen it. The big gantry with his rocket on it, which is a very cool thing that you can build. It's a rebrickable model in which if you've got like 3 of these kind of big Technic sets, you can use those and these instructions to build this big rover. I forget what it's called, crawler with a gantry for the Apollo 11. And all its motors are used for, and then we're reattaching these. Okay. All its motors are used for the lift on the gantry, the crawler wheels. It's geared down really significant for the crawler wheels. And then some like rotating the capture arms and stuff. Yeah, he brought it with his giant rack thing again. So that was really like I was kind of surprised it showed up too, but it was really neat. So it was kind of a sight to have the UT tower, the big rocket, and then Lasso had like 2, maybe 3 plates by. I don't think it was 3, maybe 4, but I think it was 3. 3 plates by 5 or 6 plates, just of moonscape and a bunch of like purple alien trees, and then he would just litter it with like Doctor Who characters and stuff. And then Austin was there, and he brought a bunch of superhero figures, so he just kind of randomly scattered superhero figures all over the place, which was pretty cool. I think the high point, other than all the kids coming up and like being, oh my god, I love this, I know this is a great game, I love Doctor Who. I'll solve that Rubik's Cube, like all this stuff. That's a lot of white brick. Is the build okay or boring? It's actually, hey Macro, what's up? By the way, thanks for being on the stream the other day right as it kicked off. I apologize for that. My internet apparently is garbage. It's not, so that's the thing. Going to comic conventions, it's not superhero themed. It's comic book adjacent. So anytime there's a Comic Con, I always figure like that's just a nerd convention. It's just a big geek convention where you can go and do whatever you want. You can cosplay, you can have things for video games, you can I'm skipping a step here. Am I? Why is that? Oh, because the outline makes it look like it's a double bracket. Weird. So it was mostly comic book artists and writers and cosplayers. We had our Lego there, and there was some video game stuff, and there was a bookstore a local bookstore that's set up there, that kind of stuff. So we didn't. It didn't have the email we got from him was like, and if you could do like superhero themed Legos, that'd be great. And we're like, it's a comic book convention. They don't always have, there's science fiction comic books. Having Doctor Who Lego and having Lego models based off a video game, I think helped. We didn't bring City Lego or Friends Lego or something like that, which would have been fine. But I always feel like pigeonholing everything into just comic books is not, you don't have to do that. But it was good. For me, the high point was there's this guy who came up and he was a volunteer there, and he just runs up and he's like, "Were you the group that did the Capitol building down at the whatever?" And I was like, and we're like, "Yeah." And he actually stopped at Tim, and Tim goes, "Actually, Ben did it." And he's like, You built it?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I had help." And Tim goes, "No, you didn't. you did it all yourself." And he basically said, "I want to thank you so much because it is such a great thing to have kids come in and their teachers are dragging them to this, visitor center, and the building's being renovated and it's got scaffolding all over the place and it looks boring and it's got construction and the kids don't want to be there and history and rah, 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 rah. And then they turn around and they see this giant Lego thing." And he's like, and their faces just light up. So he goes, "So thank you for making my job easier to introduce this to, 4th and 7th graders all over the place." And I was like, "Oh," and he was like really excited about it. I was like, "Well, thank you." And I told him, I was like, "And you guys keep asking me how long I want you to keep it. You can keep it forever. I don't want it back. Like, you keep it as long as you want to keep it, As soon as you're done with it and you want that space for something else, we'll do a big thing where we just go in and we put a tarp down and push the whole thing over." And then distribute the pieces to the lug or whatever. Oh yeah, go check it out. It's pretty fun. Is the build boring? Or it is a lot of white, but it's got a lot of interesting techniques. You can kind of see how the plates or the bricks are staggered a little bit. It's got enough different structure in here, overlapping bricks. It doesn't have the one thing I've noticed is that it doesn't have a lot of Technic going up the seams, against the seams, like the UCS Lambda shuttle to keep it stable, but it's not stable. It's not going anywhere. It's got long brick in it right here, so that keeps it from sagging and being real wobbly. I'm not compressing some of this down. There's some interesting things, like there's a lift arm there. No, that's a tile. There's things in here that, like, this is kind of not really on there. It's meant to give a little bit, and I think it's because when the landing gear moves, it's going to push up a little bit. And they had to put something there that wasn't a solid brick, so that's interesting. Yeah, a lot of cool internal stuff. There's a gearbox in here that I'm fairly sure I messed up. So we'll see if this thing works when I'm all done. I'd be very interested. Yes, it's still on display. It's been there for 4 years, I think, now. And they can have it forever. And like, the whole thing was I didn't build it and then they go, "Can we put that up in our building?" Like, I didn't build it for something else and have them ask me for it. I basically started building it and then bum rushed them into taking it from me. So I was like, "Hey, I'm building this thing. It's for you guys. Do you want it?" And they're kind of like, I'm like, "No, you can have it." And they're like, "But we don't, and I'm like, no, go ahead. It's yours." So the idea was to build it for that space. And I kind of talked them into it. But as long as we can put up signs next to it that are like, "Hey, and Brick Rodeo is coming next year," then I think it's worth it for us. Oh, my throat is so sore. The only thing that was a problem yesterday was because it was a smaller event. and we only had a handful of tables. There's no stanchions, and so there was a lot of grabby abbies, picking up figures and things like that. And so we had to be like, don't touch. And I think the funniest thing that I kept seeing all day was that the kids would just run up to the table and just meet like little kids, like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that, and just immediately grab one of the things on it. And I'd have to go, don't touch, like real nicely. And it was one part, hey kid, don't touch this, and another part, hey parent, keep better control of your kid. You don't run up to all these other bookstore cosplay things and just start grabbing all their stuff. But because it's Lego. So the funny part is Lasso came up with this thing. He'd say, don't touch the minifigs. It scares him. Don't touch the Lego. It scares the minifigs, right? And so I was like, yeah, I'll do that. This is another thing where you have all these orange pieces are for while you're building. So you're pushing down on that, and then they're like, all right, go ahead and take those off because you don't need them now. I have a feeling I'm going to end up with orange brick at the end of this. So I'd say that to these kids. I'd say, don't touch, it scares the minifigs. And they would just look at me. Like the whole rest of the time they were there, they would just be like, and I'm like, what? Don't touch. I'm sorry that you have no behavioral control. Don't touch the Lego sets. It was pretty cute. What is this? Oh, crap. There's going to be severe weather tonight. I always think there's going to be... Oh, God. And it's going to be during the game. Ugh. Gross. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Those are okay. So the instructions, I don't see that they have got the pin on here. I just see a plate that's got like open studs on the top. And I was like, that's neat. I haven't seen those. But most of the kids were good. It was a good convention. It was a good local small town convention. I really didn't get to see anything else. I was hyper fixated on making sure nobody touched. Because, I mean, they get right up on the table. And they're just like, and little kids are like, they point like this. They point right at a thing. They're like, look at that. And so you've got to be like, any second, this kid could just wipe everything out. So you got to be kind of hyper vigilant. Oh, now I'm putting these back on. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty small event. So if we had put up stanchions, it would have cut off a way for people to get in past us to like the bathrooms or the lounge or the other side of the library where they were doing cosplay stuff. So there really wasn't, and it was small enough that we could just be like, hey, don't touch, and I'm sitting at my own table and Tim's at his own table and Lasso was at his table. So it's like, we just had enough room to, just had to keep vigilant. And most kids were fine. I was texting Beth though, about it yesterday, and this is interesting. And I was like, I love me some conventions, and I love me some nerdy kids. Their excitement about stuff and the fact that they're doing those things. I was like, but I do not know how to talk to them. Like they get really excited about stuff, and it's the kids that come up and want to tell you about, and teenagers too. They come up and want to tell you about the screenplay of something they wrote or the Lego thing that they built, and it takes them 20 minutes to tell you, and you're like, okay, cool, And after a while, you're like, please God, somebody save me. I just have no idea how to talk to him or how to extricate myself or engage or whatever. So we'll see. I got approached by the volunteer. Well, we got approached by the volunteer coordinator who does also youth service, youth programs. Well, at Brick Rodeo, we've got stanchions for that, but like a 3 table small thing, we would have like one stanchion out there. I don't know. I could have gone out to our storage place up in Cedar Park and picked that up. All right, so I took those off. We got approached by the youth services lady, volunteer coordinator, something else. And first of all, she's like, she just comes up to the table and goes, "Our kids were in band together." And I'm like, okay. She's like, "Do you remember?" And I don't want to say their name because they're a minor, I guess. Do you remember so and so? And I'm like, vaguely. It's been a few years since we were in high school band. And they're like, "Yeah, they knew. They were with Rowan and Greg." And I was like, "Oh, really?" So I texted Cheryl and Claire. I was like, "Do we know a so and so?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, their kid was this, and they went to New York and did music and blah blah." I was like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "Tell her I said hi." I was like, "All right, sweet." In a lot of cases, I say, "Hey, somebody knows you guys," and they're like, "Okay, we don't talk to him anymore." So it's like, um, but this was kind of a surprise that they were able to like, "Yeah, we know them. They're great." Anyway, this lady's like, "We teach homeschool kids on Thursday." I try to engage them a little bit. And it's not like the level of discourse. Like I want to hear what they're working on, and I'm super excited that they're doing certain things. But if there's no way to stop, if there's no like out, like they will just talk to you forever. And you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay. Um, so I try to ask them a bunch of questions, and then after a while, I'm like, I don't want to. I don't have the bandwidth to do this. I'm missing. Nope, that all works. Okay. But otherwise, it was great. So they have homeschool kids that come in on Thursdays or something like that, and so they're like, "Could you come in and do and work with them, like build with them or talk about Lego or something like that?" And we're all like, "Yeah, any excuse to come talk to kids about Lego. You just let us know when and where." Except for this guy, he doesn't like kids, says me. So that's cool. So I emailed her and I was like, "Yeah, whenever, let me know what the details are. That'll be fun." I make it more boring to talk to me that way. Have I told you about my Horizon Zero Dawn fan fiction? Let me go through all the world building points of this. And then they just go, boo, and wander off. That's the best part, too, because I'm like, really? And I keep talking to them, and they go, uh-huh. And then they're done. And then they just turn and walk away. Not like, "Hey, it was nice talking to you. I'll see you around," or, niceties. Whole library full of neurodivergent kids. It's hilarious. So much fun. And I'm really glad that that there's a place where they can gather like that. So I'm going to try that next time. So yeah, that reminds me of the time me and my wife were looking at life insurance, and we really needed to find out if what we were saving for met up with our annuities and yearly projections. So you know how that goes. And yeah, that was a very long discussion over coffee. And by the way, have you been to that coffee place? There's a character in Star Trek. One of the episodes where they go to they dock at a station that does this sort of techno babbly thing where they have to clean the ship basically of a certain kind of radiation, and it's this beam that goes across the ship. Everybody has to evacuate. They have to turn off certain computers, shield certain things, and then everybody has to get off the ship because the scan is detrimental to living tissue and whatever. So these terrorists use it as an excuse to uh, get on the ship while everybody's off and steal trilithium or something like that. And while they're on the station, they go to a party or a gathering, and the station administrator is this captain or commander or something like that, who is known for his small talk, in which he talks about nothing, but he's a master at it. And Data is fascinated by this, so they spend most of their time feeding off each other like an infinite loop of talking about nothing. It's really great. What is your favorite Star Trek movie? Wrath of Khan. I'm just gonna go with Wrath of Khan. I'm in a Star Trek rewatch right now, so the movies are gonna start coming back up. I've already missed out. I've already done the first. I haven't done like the original series ones in a long time. Like motion picture, con, search. I don't ever remember the name of the fourth one. The one with the whales. Something home, voyage home, or something like that. And then the fifth one is undiscovered country. And then the sixth one is the last original trilogy one. And it's with the Klingons, and that's the undiscovered country. I forget what the one where with Cybok and he goes looking for God, when that one's called. But First Contact is coming up because I'm watching TNG and DS9. So First Contact or Generations is coming up, and then First Contact. I have a seafood hot pocket in the crock, and it smells amazing. Seafood hot pot in the crock, and it smells amazing. Nice. I think my lunch is going to be a Cliff Bar and a banana. Because I'm going out tonight, and I will invariably be drinking and eating garbage. Although we're going out super late, I don't know if I want to eat. We usually go to the football games, and I'll eat... Wait a minute. Okay. 3. And right by where we sit, there's a bow stand. And it's probably not the best bow in Austin, but it's like every time I go, I'm like, oh, I gotta get me some bow. I think it's delicious for like soccer stadium food. It's pretty good. And it's not terribly inexpensive, but I'm hoping we can go somewhere earlier and get a few beers before going to the stadium, because the stadium's beers are they're like $15 a beer. It's dumb. So I may end up eating before I go. We'll have to see. Ooh, there's a lot of stacking of... All right, this part's getting a little boring. Macro, if you're paying attention. I'm just building up brackets. Oh, you want to see some nice piece usage on something? I just remembered something. I'm going to flip over to the design thing real quick and pull up. I had an inspiration. Again, this is me putting myself to sleep at night, trying to figure out ways to solve build problems. So I had this great idea. Trying to figure out how to make these guns, these side guns. So here's your, what's it called? Deathbringer so far. Oh, that brick's just kind of hanging out in the open there. Hope that wasn't useful for anything. Let me change it's easier for me to see this, but it's also not easier to see it. I may go back to dark. I thought this would be better, but maybe it's not. Maybe a little better. With the bright lights, it's really hard to see anything with it being black like this. Yeah, beers at a Q2 stadium are dumb. Like if you get a full beer, it's like $15. If you get like a can of beer, I think it's like 8, something like that. But that's only like, I don't know, 16 ounces versus 20. It's dumb. Don't go there to drink. So yeah, this is coming together. A lot of this stuff is really kind of jury rigged. I'm gonna, just so you can see it, I'm gonna turn it. No, that's not even a better color. That may be a little easier to see it. Can we do outline, appearance, outline edge? Nope. Preferences, appearance, outline edges to display the brick edges with a solid black line. I did that. I wonder if I have to reload after that. All right. So anyway, I had this great idea, and I'm gonna turn it all back because I can't really see it. So this is those roller skate wheels. I needed something to where the gun could go up and down and swing left and right, right? And I didn't want to put it on a ball joint because it would have been too much to put in there. Ball joints tend to separate. So you've got the two plates usually in the ball joint in the middle of it versus like a block with a socket that you could put a ball joint in, right? There's very few of that, and they're huge. So I did this where this is just a plate or a tile with the jumper plate on it to rotate it. So it's not on there great. But then a roller skate wheel, right, or a skateboard wheel with a clip on it, so it swings like this. And I don't know if it's going to be pretty loose like that. I haven't played with it, but I was so happy when that came together. And then these little piston things to hold the guns in place. This was like this actually challenged me to do a lot of things I normally wouldn't do. So I'm pretty happy with it. So the only thing I have left to do is this little section in the middle here. It's like a little head cockpit, but it really isn't. It's just another one of these little boxes, and then it'll be done. And I'm really happy with that. So I can say, I have a feeling I've been on this same song for like a day. I really feel like we've listened to this song like 3 times now. Don't save. All right. Sorry about that. I was just really very excited about that. Where am I at this point? Okay. I'm fairly excited about getting all those Horizon things built that I'm pretty close to those. And if they don't hold, I'll put um, clear bricks under them. I don't care. It looks cool. It's so much weight on top of that thing. Um, it's going to be probably about this big. And it's got 6 legs with lock hinges. So I'm hoping that the lock hinges hold it in place. And the lock hinges are arced up. So they won't have really, they'll have to splay if it's going to do anything, right? So we'll see. Maybe it'll hold up on its own. Maybe it's distributed enough. If not, I'll just stick some trans bricks under it to hold it up. Nobody cares. It'll be kind of in the back of the display. I'll hide it behind some bushes. But yeah, I'm excited to get all that done. And if I feel like if the Stormbird goes this fast, I might actually have enough time to do the Rock Breaker. But I don't know if I'll have room on a display for the Rock Breaker. I feel like I lost a step here. So, oh man, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I got a 4th stripe. I did not put a thing on that. Okay. That's what I'm missing. The family text is talking about the game tonight. We've got a just a group chat with the me and the moms and the oldest, because we're the ones who go to the games. And there's a weather report that says it's going to be like a lot of wind and possibly hail tonight. So we're all like, oh no, that's during the game. And Cheryl, the mom, says, looks like Rowan, the oldest, looks like Rowan's driving tonight. And Rowan goes, bitch. That's a lot of fun. I love it. Laugh. The rest of the machines being on display all together looked really great. They all held up. The only two I really have a problem with, and this is, well, there's several problems I have. One is the ball joints are great. The small toe ball and socket joints are great, but they have a weight and size limitation like anything else, and I think I'm pushing that. I'm using one of them for the Snap Ma's tail, and I think there's just too much about this length, about that many bricks tapering down. I think there's too many, and it just kind of sinks, which is fine. The tail can drag along the ground. I don't care. But any bigger than that, I think that's when I need to get into the larger toe balls, or the rack locking hinges, or the or I don't even know what else. Also, I didn't have to. Hey, get off of there. My cat is constantly looking to sit on like boxes over here, and half of them are full of mocks that I have. I'm like, don't sit on that. You're going to crush a mock. But it's all working out. I'm having fun. There's a handful of people at the con that were instantly recognized the product, or instantly recognized the IP, so that was fun. They got a pen. I gave them a pen. Whoa. Okay, that's... Why is that suddenly so loud? Like, I feel like this station just got really loud. Yeah, I want to turn the main volume back up. That's a little better. Tornado weather, be safe, yeah. I mean, we don't get a ton of tornadoes in Austin. We get, I would say we get a handful. We got a couple of years ago that tore up this area right by a friend's house, and it, like, we're driving into work the next day, and you could see rip the top off this storage unit, just the whole corner of the storage unit gone. We're kind of in a heat dome here in Austin and outlying areas, so we don't get a lot of disturbance weather that makes tornadoes. It gets pretty distributed and stable by the time it gets over Austin. So around Austin, yes, but not really in Austin or Pflugerville. But we're also really close to some farmland where there isn't a whole lot of that going on, so we do have to be careful. We did have a tornado rip through between Pflugerville and Round Rock, and it tore up a good swath of stuff. Went through like it's called La Frontera. It's an area of shops and stuff, and it just kind of ran through that, ripped up a bunch of things. The heat dome. I don't think we're going to cool down until next week. I think it's going to get down into the lower 90s. So, first day of fall be danged. But yeah, we're not getting that soon. Kind of a shame. I'm waiting for fire pit weather, honestly. I want to be able to go. I've been collecting sticks and wanting to go out in my backyard and burn some stuff and sit around and drink beer and just be super chill. I mean, I could do that now. It's just, fire weather danger. It's 100 degrees. Nobody wants to sit in a backyard full of heat when it's 100 degrees, or fire when it's 100 degrees. Okay. I'm going to put some... Ooh. Line this with the stuff. I feel like I'm working in a shipyard or something where I'm putting brackets on things in order to make the construction go easier, and then all that scaffolding gets removed. I'll take 90s over 100s. Yeah, that's true. I will too. This station is not doing it for me. Maybe it's just this song. I don't... This song is like in your face. Hey, I know how to play keyboard. Yeah, but you guys are in the... You're on almost the East Coast. You guys are in Pennsylvania. Colorado is actually waiting for its first snowstorms, believe it or not. I'm like, oh, I miss it. So more of this orangey scaffolding stuff, because I'm guessing we're going to be pushing this down somehow to make more of it work. Oh, inside? Oh, whoops. Other side. See, I missed the flip icon. Still at 700 subscribers. Yeah, it bounces. I had 700, and then 701, then 699, then 698, and then 700. And I think I need to do a giveaway or something. Yeah, here we go. We're going to start pressing down on stuff. So I want to win that that brick or that dreams thing on Lego.com, where you buy a number of tickets to win the grand prize of like all the dream sets. I'm like, oh man, I would keep like one of them and then use the rest to do giveaways. I think that'd be fun. It just reached 550 somehow. I think it's because of your video, your short, your Bowser, your singing thing. I think that did it. Anything that gets like however many hundreds of thousands of views or whatever you got on that. I'd say it's the Ben bump, but we all know that's not right. It's going to be more. This is going to be tying into the cone in the back. That's going to be twisty to do the nose cone would be my guess. This clutch was an elegant solution to ensuring that the forward and rear landing gear remains synchronized when your model comes in for a landing. Aha, so they're telling you right now what it's all about. I'm not sure I understand what's going on with this section here. Honestly, Vab, I think I really only have 20 because over 5 years, people will sign up, will subscribe, and then never come watch anything. So it's like I've got 5 active viewers. It is a good build. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Oh, goodness. So we're going to go right into this. That and that. Go here. So they're considering this a clutch. Meaning it's going to disengage and re-engage at some point. It's going to be engaged, disengage, and flywheel keeps it lined up, and then it's going to re-engage with something else. So that's interesting. And now I can't hear the music. We're like 9 active viewers. Woo! Let's do this. Let's fucking go. So these are the new pieces. We're working on this. Oh yeah, these are the ones on the bus that we were working on. That in brick studio, they didn't have this new one yet. I'm guessing this is another new one, and I think the old ones didn't have like this half tube on either side, or it didn't have like these little grippy stud grips in the middle there. I don't know what the difference was, but it didn't. It was different somehow, and Studio didn't have the updated version yet. Do you know what your watch time hours are? No, I don't have any idea. I guess I could go look. I don't look at the analytics stuff too much. It's just not. It doesn't mean anything to me because I'm not getting paid to do any of this, so I'm not like really worried about what videos do well, how to market them, how to change thumbnails to make them more, which thumbnails worked better here. I don't care. Getting more people to talk to, that's the thing for me. So and since I'm not doing videos, I'm just doing live stream, it's really hard to care about like what each video does because each video is just the VOD of the live stream. So if I don't have a whole lot of people chatting with me, that's what I assume is the metric. So I'm hoping to get some Kansas City barbecue soon. Keeps moving from 9 to 10, then 10 to 9. Just Too Good hit 11 for literally 3 seconds. What's up with that? I don't know what that means. Just Too Good is, but they're the ones, first of all, they just officially transitioned, right? Just Too Good did. Very proud of them for that. I haven't watched a whole lot of their stuff. I realized that I hadn't even subscribed to them. And then I saw them on the LAN. I'm like, I've seen that name, but I don't know why I didn't. I went and subscribed, but I don't really know what they do. It's like I watched a little bit of Gene's version, their stream, and they're in Austin. But I haven't watched a whole lot of their videos because it's just nothing against them personally, but I don't watch a whole lot of RFLM videos about getting a new set and reviewing it because I'm kind of like, I already know what sets are coming out, which ones I want to get. So it doesn't really do anything for me to watch it. Which I can't then complain that nobody wants to watch this where it's a set that maybe you want to buy and somebody else is building. I get it. I'm going to Kansas in the end of November, beginning of December. Neat. Oh, that's right, because I made a crack about you losing a bet, and you're like, well, my family lives there. I'm like, let me pull my foot out of this giant pile of crap that I stepped in. My apologies. I don't know that I find them pretentious and boring, but at the same time, I find them a dichotomy. They are at both times extraordinarily what's the word I'm looking for? Without being derogatory. They seek attention, but in real life, they are very, very reserved. Um, 2x4 inverted tile. So nice. I saw a gag, and I've said this before. I saw a gaggle of them at Brick Rodeo one year, and it reminded me of those scenes in like science fiction movies and such, where there's like a mindless slave race or a semi-sentient group of creatures that have been trafficked or enslaved or stolen or kidnapped or something, and they're in a small holding area, and they kind of all clump together in the corner, and they're just kind of listlessly shifting, right? They're not like curled up, they're not attacking each other, they're just kind of standing there and kind of wavering a little bit, and like somebody opens the door and they all kind of go ooh, and they turn around, but they don't like really move. When I saw this group of RFLM YouTubers at Brick Rodeo, they were like that. They're all kind of on their phones and they're on this little clutch. And I went up on them as an organizer and was like, "Hey, I recognize Josh. I recognize Brick Architect, is it Sands? Is the other guy? Um, and like a couple I didn't recognize, but they were with them. And I was like, "Hey, how you guys doing? Having a good con? Can I get you anything? Blah 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 blah." And they just kind of stared at me and then went back to their phones. I'm like, "Hey, good talk." So like, it's just this weird. I don't know. They're interesting creatures. Um, that's cool. I don't know what that is yet. Interesting builds. The thing that bothers me is the look what Lego sent me for free. The videos. Look what Lego sent me for free. As though they're somehow special. It's like, okay, Lego did send that to you. You did not pay for it, but this is what you signed up to do. Is do this as a job, basically. You have a YouTube channel that ostensibly pays you, and you do this for Lego as like a job. This is what you do. You review Lego sets. So they didn't send it to you for free any more than um, my job sends me help desk tickets for free. Like that's my job to do that. To say look what Lego sent me for free makes it seem like you won something, and it kind of colors the rest of the interaction with that entity to think that um, somehow this person is special and thus you should pay attention to them versus you know hi, my name is so and so and I do this for Lego. I'd like to review this set for you. They sent this to me to review. Yeah, I mean, I would say the ambassadors for the lugs probably aren't Mayo, but maybe the RFLMs are. But that's also just again, that's kind of like maybe because they are also YouTube people. I don't know. This is so far a great way to like flip um, the directions of your studs. Kind of getting that these round bricks with the pipes in them turned over with the clips. So you've got like you can stack tiles up here if you want, and then flip it over and stack stuff there. It's really interesting. It's a good build, good technique. My friend gets his sets for review, but he doesn't do the big, oh my God, look what I got for free. He will say, Lego sent me this for early review. He will say what he doesn't like about the set. And that's what they're supposed to do. And that's good. He doesn't like, look what I got for free. I have heard other. There's a channel called For Bricks and Giggles, and the lady who runs that, she does a lot of shorts. And she also does not a lot of. She doesn't do any live streams, but she does a lot of build stream or build videos. And she mostly focuses on, because of limitations of her space in her time, she does not. She's not an RFLM. She just does this for her own business, right? Buying and selling Lego. She doesn't have room to store a lot of new Lego, so she just works um, with classic Lego. So I was going somewhere with this, and now I can't remember. Yeah, there was a point to that, and I forget. Anyway, it's a good channel. You should go check it out. Oh, one of the questions she gets asked a lot is, why aren't you on the LAN? Or why don't you become a Lego representative, basically, to like promote Lego's thing? First of all, Lego doesn't need promotion. Lego's doing fine. Um, but she's like, because I really like doing this. This is my job, and I like doing it. I like waking up and going, these are the things I'm going to do today, and I'm going to have fun doing them. Versus if I had to review a set every time every day of my work, I had to do a specific thing for a specific time frame. I would consider it a chore, and I wouldn't enjoy it anymore. Versus me, like, she's like, I wake up every day and I'm just very thankful I can do this and I enjoy doing it. And if I had to do it, like if somebody sent me stuff to do, I don't think that would be as enjoyable. And I totally get that. And she's like, and I don't have the space for it. I just don't. She's like, I'll get a set, I'll build it, I'll review it, and then it gets taken apart and put into storage. She's like, I just don't have the space for it. She's like, what you see behind me is like this little closet space that's all I've got, really. And to go into do review stuff like that for Lego would change the entire way she does stuff. And there's a lot of people who do that, who've like come to terms, or come to not come to appreciate or come to terms with, but are like embracing the idea that you can do something like this without being involved with Lego. You can do it on your own. I think that's great. Plus, she fills a niche. You know, there's the niche of classic Lego, old city, old pirate, old space stuff that people want to talk about and build and look at, and so that's really cool. Yeah, and it doesn't take her. Also, older Lego sets have fewer pieces. The same size set has half as many pieces, and won't take you 5 hours to build. She's like, there's newer sets I couldn't build because they would take me all day versus a few hours, you know. A lot of these. I used a couple of these in the Deathbringers, I think. Yeah, I used a couple of these. Speed Racer light bumper fender whatevers in the Deathbringer, so I'm hoping I can order a few of those. No, I can't hear the music. I am a sucker for a tom roll. Yep, vintage Lego is pretty cool. So, do we really think? Okay, so who's gonna get if the the Avengers Tower comes out later this year? I'm assuming it's gonna have, if it's got 22 figures, that's That's got to be like every Marvel character they've made at this point that's been in the movies. I would assume they're only going to have the figures that have been in the movies. Like, I can't imagine you do an Avengers Tower and throw a Wolverine in there. But I mean, would you throw a Moon Knight in there? Or, I don't know. Would you throw a, trying to think of another Avengers character or another X-Men character. Wolverine, would you put Wolverine in there? He's never been, he's not, I mean, in the comics, maybe he has. And I think Wolverine's actually been an Avenger at one point. I think everybody's been an Avenger. But for the set, for sake of the set, look at how that math works. Headlight brick in there. And then it just snuggles that brick in there so nice. Oh, I hate it. I hate these guys and they're being so good at building this stuff. A Rickroll. That Avenger set, or that piece has been in 20 sets already. Nice. It needs to start being more colors too. I think it's mostly been black. That's a dark gray. Ooh, it's a spicy meatball. I mean, he's been an Avenger. I just don't know if I know. With the movies, it's really weird because it's like it's Fox and it's Marvel Studios. So he hasn't been with the Avengers in the MCU. And I think the tower is supposed to reflect the MCU. Maybe I'm wrong on that. So they're going to do all their movie IP stuff with the movie Avengers, the movie TV, or the TV show characters, that kind of thing. I don't think they're gonna. I know they've got the X-Men license, or they've got the Marvel license to do X-Men and other characters, but I don't know if they're gonna put like Spider-Man in the Avengers Tower, or I just don't see that happening. So it makes me wonder who's gonna be the 22 characters. Because you don't have 22 Avengers. Okay, can we count it? Do I have a pen? Here. I've got this neat little notebook with a Lego dinosaur on it. We're gonna do some by the numbers. And I've got a pen from Brick Rodeo. Go get your ticket right now to Brick Rodeo. BrickRodeo.com/tickets. So we've got Cap. We've got Thor. We've got Iron Man. We've got Black Widow. We've got Hawkeye. We've got Hulk. We've got Ant-Man. War Machine. Vision. Scarlet Witch. Who else? I mean, you could have Phil Coulson. You could have Maria Hill. You could have Nick Fury. These are just the MCU Avenger people, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to have 16 and then 22. All right. So you'd need Loki. You could have Wasp. You could have Black Panther. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Trying to think of the other movies. Oh, and then, well, the Guardians haven't, but they've been also the MCU. I think they're going to put a Spider-Man in there. I know they are. They're going to have Star-Lord. They're going to have Doctor Strange. They're going to have Shield characters. Yeah, I don't know. And then maybe like some Chitauri. Thanos hasn't been in this yet. If they're doing the Avengers Tower, because it was the Avengers Tower, it was supposed to be Stark Tower, and then it became the Avengers Tower. But I don't think in the MCU the Avengers never really occupied the tower. So this is strictly like we're throwing everything at the Captain Marvel. We could Thanos, and who's the other big bad without an X-Men in there? Loki, Thanos, and like what's the guy, the magician dude? Something Maw. Ronan, maybe? But that's Warmonger. Yeah, so we got one more. That's 21. That's with like two bad guys. So that's like a lot of characters that you could throw in there. So it could be done without too much overlap, but sorry, I went on a tangent there. Put that in there. Cover that up. Put this through here. Okay. Come on, family. I'm doing stuff. Years I've been streaming. They're just like, hey, text, where are you at? Come on, answer. Like, I'm assuming we'll get a few different Iron Man suits. Yeah. Bye, Mayo. Take care. Happy NFL watching. Oh, man. Today's at 1 o'clock. I got to watch a preseason hockey game, I think. Pretty excited about that. I let my phone die charged overnight, and I woke up and my phone charger I left at work. So I didn't have my good phone charger, which meant I had to find like an Apple brick and a regular USB-C and try to get it to charge, and it took all day for it to charge. And I told Beth, I was like, so yeah, my phone died the other day. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, nothing. It's like, I'm just gonna charge it. She's like, man, I would have freaked out. I'm like, I know you would have. Probably won't. I feel like I could. All right, that's all fitting snugly together. I'm really hopeful that oh man, Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. There's nothing else going on but this. Just the stream. So it doesn't matter if somebody else is streaming. It's just. What time did that start? 11:32. You're like, dear Optimum, this is not straight, and it's gonna bother me. But I think it's supposed to be. These are gonna come off anyway. There we go. Okay. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yet. Yeah, I can see where it says dropped frames, 6,669, 2%. So at some point, it just. Okay. This is concerning. See if we get to it easily. I don't know where I missed it. It could be anywhere. I mean, I don't feel like it's in any of that. No, I got all that. Did miss. Oh, that's going to be it right there. Is that it? Because that would be super easy if that was the case. Nope, that's good. I mean, it feels pretty solid. I'm just going to hope for the best on this and just chalk it up to mess it up somewhere. All right, so this needs to be lined up. It is good. Bag 11. Well, I've already reduced the quality. I wonder if I can do it while I'm streaming. Stream output. My bit rate is already like, I reduced it from 2500 to 1450. CPU preset is very fast. It's not, it literally has nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's just the ISP. Replay buffer I don't care about. I'm not recording. Different rate controller maybe, but I have a feeling once I do this, it's going to be like, you have to restart your OBS. And it's also just like, it's like once a stream. It's like not always. I guess I could quit like OneDrive and Google Drive, and I don't know. I mean, my phone is connected to Wi-Fi, but it's not really doing anything. So frustrating. I went on the OBS Discord. I was like, here's what's happening, and I checked the log, and I see this error, and everyone's like, yep, that's your ISP. There's really nothing you can do about it. Oh. You can try these things, and it might help, but... I'm like, well, that sucks. Nice. That felt good. Yeah, I don't know. I may like put in a ticket with my ISP and just say, look, here's what's happening. Maybe you can see something. Here's the time it happened. Do you see anything going on? Like I stream, that's fine, but like a lot of people do. And I don't have a small amount of space. Like I pay for a pretty good package specifically so I can do this. It was originally specifically so I could play games, but I don't play games all that much anymore that require that. But now this is like, come on, man. Let's do these guys first so I know where these are going. Because that's really what I want to talk about when I get on these is technical issues. It's what people sign up for. So one of the cosplayers yesterday was and I never remember the name of these flowers. Not Viper, not Poison, not... What's the Mario flower? Well, hello, you are. How are you? What's the name of the snapper Mario flower? Piranha. Oh, I don't know why I never think of that. They were dressed as this lady full dress with like the mushroom kind of head, and she had piranha flower hands and like a green dress, and it was really great. So they came over the table and I took pictures of her, and her partner was also he was a Miles Morales that looked amazing, like tall skinny kid, full Miles Morales Spider-Man outfit with like the hoodie and the backpack and the Converse. I was like, that's just, you're killing it. It's so good. So I asked her if she was excited about the Lego set, the piranha flower. She's like, yep, I'm going to get that. She's like, all my friends, like when it came out, all my friends sent me pictures like, you need to get this. Yeah, it was super neat. There's a couple BioShock people there. And then there was like a majority of the cosplayers were these like, I don't know what they were, anime characters, right? Lots of girls with like dress shirts and wigs with long, different colored hair, slacks or dresses and dress shirts. So I mean like My Hero Academia maybe, or I don't know, Black Butler. Like I'm so out of like the anime stuff that I don't even know who a lot of these people are. Demon Slayer maybe. I couldn't tell you who half of them were. But they were all dressed up. I wonder how your ISP is set up in your neighborhood. Could be neighbors causing the rate drop. It could be. We could. I don't know that if we're not like on a pool or something, and you have limited number per DHCP lease or something. Like we've got a scope of X number of IPs because of this area. I don't know. I don't have any idea. And it's also like it's not always an hour into my stream or an hour and a half or 20 minutes. It's not always like I notice sometimes I'm on my phone and I'm doing stuff, usually TikTok, or I'm on a social, and I notice that I can't load. So I go into my settings, I go into my internet, and I have like several Wi-Fi options. I've got my Era surfboard, and I've got my regular, my extender, and then there's the 5G down there. And if I'm having internet connections, all I have to do is connect to a different one of those, and it works. So it's like, I don't know. It's like it forces a new connection, or it gets a new handshake with the ISP, and the ISP goes, oh, look at this, new connection. So I may start with a ticket to... The problem with a ticket is they're like, can we have a tech come out and look? I'm like, yes, but I mean... Do you see anything on your side? I've been noticing a lot of like drop connections on my side. Have you rebooted your router? Have you unplugged it and plugged it back into the wall? That's all they're going to ask me. I want to say, look, I do this for a living. Can you just please get me to like tier 2 support? I set up Wi-Fi networks for my job. I know my Wi-Fi network is fine. I know my hardwired connection is fine. This is super satisfying. Just throwing plates and stuff on there. Did I try other channels? Like other channels on my network? I don't think I mean... Did I miss... Yes, I did. I'm not on Wi-Fi, so I'm not gonna... I don't think I need to switch channels. I can check, yeah. All right. Oh, no. Man down. Running out of real estate on the table. I can't pick that up. I picked it up and like this big seam opened up right here. When traveling at cruising speed, Concorde's airframe would heat up to the point that the aircraft would stretch by 6 to 10 inches. Neat. En vitesse de croisière, la sulle de Concorde, c'est... What's that word? Réchauffé à tel point que l'avion s'étrait de 15 et 25 centimètres. All right, so these two in here. And then these two in here. All right, y'all. I'm hoping that these gears are working okay. I have full faith. Yeah, I'm wired. I'm hardwired. Okay, I got a big long wire. Got like a 50-foot Cat 5. Cat 5? Cat 6? Forgot to check. Going over to the... I only have a 2-port router. So one port's for the PlayStation. And the other port's for this. So it goes between... I'll unplug it from my docking station in my office when I'm working. And then run it out here. Because I don't have... The house isn't wired for anything. It's okay. This is... That's how big it is so far, the airframe. It's pretty big. Yeah. I mean, I have access to ungodly amounts of networking equipment at my office. Half the time we're just looking to recycle it. I'm like, well, I'm going to take this home. I'm going to take this 75-foot cable home and all this gaffer tape. And do we need this 4-port switch? No? Okay. All right. This is what I like to see at the end of the... It's not even time. Let's do one more bag. Let's just keep this going. If y'all are up for it. The only other thing I have to do today is like the litter box and changing the animal's water fountain out. I got time, man. What I would like to do, I guess, is get back to the Deathbringer work in studio. Everybody hydrate. But I can do that whenever. I don't have to do that here. So what I wanted to do UR was I had a friend who was really good at like doing contract type work, networking stuff. And I was going to ask him to come over and help run some. I was going to go spend the dollars on a 4-port router so I could have well, not even 4-port router, just a switch, and have it kind of have it run out of the wall to that switch, and then I could run it back into that and then to some drops. I only needed like 2 drops to where our desks are, but I kept asking him, and then he'd have like free time during the summer, and I'm like, I'm not making you work during the summer. Because it's Texas and you don't work during the summer in the attic. You just don't. All right, so windows in front. No, in the back. I'm doing this backwards. So, oh, covering. Interesting. Okay. Times 2. And then another one goes back here and covers that. What? Weird. Bonus studio stream today. Yeah, I'll finish this bag and then we'll do an hour of studio work. I don't know. No, it shouldn't cost a lot to do another drop. Just the cable. I don't have the tools to terminate a cable. That's the other thing, to terminate a network cable. He did, so that's why I was going to ask him about it. And then the plates, and that's about it. And then just time spent. And I told him I would pay him in beer. But then they moved to Michigan, and so I never saw him again. We still keep in touch, but it's like, oh man, I should have had you do that while you were here. It makes me feel good that those what's it's called, the axles, Technic axles, going without a problem. Well, I'm doing something right, so that's good. Ingots. No, they're not. I need to go get them. But I would get them to do like one project. That's the thing. It's like if somebody else has them already in white. White. I have a garage full of tools that I bought so I could do one thing. I'm also 50 and I don't want to run through my attic anymore. If somebody else wants to, that's totally cool. I am going to try to move the pieces over here. Keep this. Did I hit something? Something felt like it broke loose. So y'all can see. Quatre piece. All right. I probably have those tools at work, honestly. Like I think we have a terminating crimp. I just don't think I think we have any caps for it. Well, I appreciate that, but also my body does not think so when I wake up in the morning. And my dogs are like, "Can we go outside? Can we go outside? Are you gonna feed us? Can we go outside?" And the cat's like, "You gonna feed me?" I'm like, "Y'all are gonna have to give me like 10 minutes just to sit here and stretch my neck and shoulders." Every day, that stretching routine gets a little longer. We have tons of stuff at work, but the government frown on us taking it. Oh, well, do you work for the city or something or the government? Are you a utility? Because I work for a not for profit medical association of like 150 people. So we're constantly getting new technology because our oh man, I did this all backwards. Because our CIO is really hip on the latest and greatest, which means we're replacing stuff at this rate that's not really sustainable for such a small company, which means we have a lot of like leftover stuff that's still perfectly fine. Then we end up trying to figure out how to get to like the, you know, electronics recycling centers and whatever. Are these bathrooms? Holy crap, these are little bathrooms. They're little toilets. Look how adorable that is. Which means all these things in here were like, oh man, I can't even take. They're like seating and stuff. Wish I would have paid more attention to that. That is adorable. God dang it. IT for government. I have a friend who does that. He's not straight work with the government, but he's like a contractor for the federal government. Um, and there's weird things like when we film things that we're doing together, he's like, "Please don't have me in this," or "Please don't tag me on this." We're like, why? Especially like stuff like that may have nefarious, like we're smoking or drinking or something like that. He's like, "Don't tag me in that." I think especially when he was getting some certification, like he couldn't be seen doing stuff, which is kind of funny. Oh, I was looking at these pieces the other day. What weird pieces to have in nougat. That's so great. We were doing a hot ones, a hot ones homegrown. Oh, times three. And we were gonna film it and have it online. And he's like, "Make sure when you're filming this, that I'm not in it." Just doing hot sauce stuff. It's kind of interesting. Here's your little row of seats that go here. Do that 3 times. So let's get another one of these, another couple of these. Holy crap, it's a crapper. Give a cripple crab a crutch. We used to say that all the time, and I have no idea what that's from. 2, 4. I was actually looking at these for something on the Deathbringer. These little like Technic panels, super useful. Like if you can find these in the right colors, they make things kind of pop a little bit. They're not flat. If you can get them to attach to a bar or something where there's not a whole lot of Technic involved, they're great for wing looking things and whatnot. I found some good ones for the model I'm working on. But yeah, in nougat. That's interesting. So yeah, little rows of seats. That is charming. Little section there with a toilet and like little cabinets and stuff for the flight attendants. Pretty slick. I don't know why I don't have these guys under the wings right now. And then they get covered up. Oh no, they don't. Okay. Oh, so okay, there's the remains of the front end thing. There's nothing that doesn't look like anything. All right, fair enough. Two of these, a couple pins. Those like doors for seats. What does that word say? Well, they're not those door panels. Those old door panels, which were like a round brick with a flat panel off of it. These are like, they're technically called Technic panels because they have Technic axle holes in them. So if you're looking it up on Bricklink or in Studio, they're called Technic panels. And then whatever other description, Technic panel 1x2, something like that. Covering up our front end here. Cool. I'm guessing this is going to be a special, like using a lot of these, and this will be the roof, and we're going to get to that in a second. So what's everybody's next Lego purchase going to be? Not necessarily what's the next thing coming, because everybody wants the Venator, but it's not going to get the Venator. But what's your next, what you know you're saving up for, or whatever's coming out? Or even like you've had your eye on for a while and you just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Flip that over. Get rid of our scaffolding. Over here with our other scaffolding. Oh. Fog machine for Lego build. You just got it this morning. What did you get? Are you getting a fog machine for a rocket? So it looks like it's gassing up, ready to ignite. Bonsai tree, but I'm ordering the Viking set Friday. Cool. I want to get the new Winter Village set. Cool. Yeah, I can't like. Probably not going to get the Avengers Tower. I think I'm good on Star Wars for a while. This is going to hold me for a bit. I appreciate Lego taking the time to finish out the undersides. And here's this great slope combination again with the home plate slopes. Get a good look at that. That's slick. Oh man, just ruined an internal thing by picking it up. And I ruined a seat thing by picking it up. All right, that building technique right there. Very cool looking. I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't even like the build of it, but if it's going to have. Dang, man. What did I do? But if it's going to have 22 figures, that might be worth looking at. reason, it's been flipped over now. Okay. Settle down. Settle down now. Oh. All right. Do this 300 times. That's the hard part. They're only showing the tower officially like days before it releases. I think that's great. Like, I don't like the idea of like there's leaks, there's rumors, there's whatever. It's like just throw it at us. But I know that kind of can't with their RFLMs. They got to make sure that they get it out and get it reviewed and people have a chance to build it. If it's as big as they want, as they're talking about, they're going to need a couple weeks lead time, because they're going to have to, if it's a big set, you got to have time to build it. Wow, that didn't take long either. Does anybody mind just keeping building? I'm like having a good time. You guys bounce whenever you want. The other thing is, this is a couple sets now that the piranha flower and then this tower, if it's actually I thought the tower, you said it was a Black Friday thing. That's not a couple days. That's almost 2 months. Is it coming out soon? That soon? I just missed a wheel in the bag. I did. Sharp Eye Josh. Josh got us pens yesterday, everybody. This is how many I've got left. I'm just going to try to take them places and just hand them out and leave them. So this is probably twice as full. We handed out as much as we could. Oh, that's not a few days, though. That's 60 days. That's a lot of time. I thought, like, you were talking about it was announced, like, tomorrow or something. Oh, announcement November 17th, release. I gotcha. 10 days from that. I gotcha. I feel like this is what I'm going to do in a couple days. Get something, little thing, put on my butt. Going in for a colonoscopy in a couple weeks. Keeps getting rescheduled. They keep like not calling me or calling me and not leaving a message and then going, yeah, we had to reschedule because you didn't answer. Like, what? Oh, look at this. Look at the landing gear go. Look at that. So pretty. Oh, and we got to put wheels on the landing gear. All right, 4 of these guys. How late did you guys stay, Josh? Did you have all the kiddos with you or just the oldest? Sierra? I'm terrible with the names. I apologize. Because I didn't see you after you dropped in. You were there all day? Cool. Oh, 4, all of them. Okay. We walked around for like an hour. Yeah, I mean, it's not a ton. It's not like going to the convention center downtown, but it had some stuff. I felt bad because I wanted to go check out some of the artists and writers and stuff, but I just didn't feel. There was one part where I left to go walk my dogs, but I was like, I told Austin, I'm like, you got to keep real good eye on um, the stuff because the kids were so close in because we don't have stanchions or anything. Better than Brickfest Live. Yep. No lie detected. I feel bad every time somebody links me to a Brickfest Live thing or somebody asks me about it. I'm like, I haven't been, but I heard they're terrible. So go if you want and report back and let me know. I think especially as a Lego, as an AFOL, I would find them probably horrendous. Um, but maybe as a parent, they're fine. You know, I don't know. As like a non-Lego parent. So, oh, Josh, the lady who helped volunteer organize the thing yesterday, um, has asked if we wanted to do absolutely save your money for Brick Rodeo. July 4th through 7th, 2024, Renaissance Hotel, Arboretum, Austin. Get your tickets now, brickrodeo.com/tickets. All access and companion tickets are available. Oh, somebody just responded from the other room. Um, I've heard like it depends on how good the organizers are with allowing mocks, allowing the lugs to come in and participate. We've had kind of nothing but like uh, we get stuck in a corner and it's kind of a money grab. And like I've heard all these different things about it. No, it is not towards builders and mocks. It's towards getting parents of children in there to buy stuff, which sucks because you already pay to get in, and then once you're there, you're buying more stuff. So yeah, go to Brick Rodeo instead. Oh, now I gotta flip this over. We're gonna flip it over or just move it. Just move it. Okay. So we can move this without breaking everything, so you can see what's going on. Put that in there. Josh, homeschool kids at Pflugerville Library. They have a program where they have the homeschool kids there during the week, and then they're like, I think it's maybe just on Thursdays, but they're like, would it be possible to come by and talk to them about Lego stuff? And I was like, absolutely. Just let me know the specifics, date and times, what you want us to do, what you want us to bring. We'll do that. So if you're interested, let me know. If not, I think Lasso said he'd be up for it. You know, whatever we want to do. If you want to be there, I figured if it's like a thing that's like once a week or once a month for between September and May, we could come up with a couple different things during the course of the year, like a bridge building thing, or we could do maybe some of the older kids could look at studio. We could do like if we had enough things to build, we could do like a habitat building one. Get Justin to reprise his habitat thing. Um, yeah, and it's far enough north. Maybe I get Travis to come down and do his brick it up Transformers or something. Does the lug have those 2x4 bricks? I have the 90th anniversary bricks, and I think Claire or Lasso have the blue 2x4 bricks, and we can get them whatever notice that we need to. Like we can just call and say do that. Get that for us, and then we can get it. So probably not a big deal to get those because we're gonna need those again for the library event in February next year. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm just loving everything about this so far. All right, so here's your landing gear for both parts. It looks like it's not supposed to rotate down, but it does. It falls down in there. Oh my god. Pretty. Flip back over. Pretty big. It's a pretty big bottle. I hope I have room on that shelf. So one of my next projects now is to take pictures of, then take apart all my cars. And then I think take apart the Coliseum. Unless anybody, I'm trying to think if anybody wants the Coliseum just as is, or if they'd want to like have it taken apart. So I think I want to sell that too. It just sits up there. It doesn't, like, nobody looks at it. I barely look at it anymore. I don't think of the Roman Empire. So what is everybody doing the rest of their day today? Oh my god, there's so many of these. Uh-oh. That didn't sound good. There's quite a few bags left. I guess a stand, cockpit. Oh, adulting. I don't want to do that. A Farming Simulator 22 map. Fair enough. Organizing my basement so I can start destroying it to remake it into my Lego room. Hooray! Picked up 2 of the Avatar sets from Lego Brand Retail yesterday to get the Disney 100 promo. Yeah, what was the Disney 100 promo? Is it the Mickey, the black and white Mickey and Minnie Mouse thing? I didn't see it. Somebody was talking about it yesterday. I didn't look it up. I think after this bag, I will be done. How many more bags? 1, 2. Well, I'll tell you what. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just go late Thursday. I'll just go late Thursday. The same one for a couple months ago with the projector. Oh, okay. Cool. The projector looked neat. I heard there was a lot of cool like building techniques in it and whatnot. It's a very cool stylized build too. I think till the end of the year, my only thing is going to be the Venator. Don't even know what else really is coming out. Oh, good. So if we wanted to, we could take this section off to show the interior. But it's not easy to take off. I mean, it kind of is because there's no studs where this connects. So if you take off the two, it just sits in there. And you can take these two off, which looks like they made that pretty easy with the tiles. So you can take these off and show off the middle of the plane. All right. So, not release day, no. I need to be able to make some room on my shelves. I need to be able to sell some stuff and be able to afford it. I need to convince my partner that $650 is well spent. But if I sell $700 worth of stuff, or even if I sold $500 worth of stuff, it'd be fine. Yeah, this is really pretty. And right now I don't want to grip it too much because I don't know what sections are doing what, but I'm still a little worried about that 1x2 plate that I missed. I'm hoping that's not like integral somewhere. But it's very, you can see how big it is so far, next to my big old head. And it's very sleek, very cool underside. Very well finished underside so far. It's that red stripe down the middle is just baller. I love it. So I think I'm done for today, but I really appreciate you all hanging out. Remember to like and subscribe. No, I don't care. I think the next big thing is going to be, so Thursday, I'll probably end up finishing this, and then we can get back into doing stuff with like Johnny and Vab, and if Kodiak wants to join, we can do another like studio build thing, or we can do a build competition with a set we've all got, or we'll come up with something. But I think next week we can get, oh wait, make sure I'm going to be here because I'm going out of town in like a month. So I'll finish up this week. Oh yeah, that'll be the 5th. We might be able to do something then if you guys are available. And then make sure to join Johnny on Tuesday. He's building lots. And Vab will probably continue to be designing and stuff on his stream, so go check those out. Thank you, UR. Thank you, Missy. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Josh. And thanks, Vab and Johnny, for being here. And you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you on Thursday. Take care.